Wow. There's some news in that I'm giving a meeting in Amsterdam. So it will be on July 6th. It will only be on the Saturday. So it will be a whole Saturday from 11 o'clock till 5. And now all the information is on my website. But now maybe I will see you there. So this is it. No, this is just what's happening. And that's so easy. Life is so easy and normal and going where it wants to go. You could say that. And in the same time, it's going nowhere. It's only life is. You can say life. You can also say energy. There's nothing happening. And there's that appearance that everything seems to happen in time and space. When there's me, everything seems to happen in time, space. There's an ability to abstract so we understand what time is before and after, what space is beyond and before, far away, all that. And when there's suddenly no me, or there's already no me, of course, but that whole construct, let me say, what's being meant by me, it's just not something that's somewhere in the body. When there's a tension in the body, there's tension. That's only what's happening. Tension can happen. Me is not real. Me is that belief. It's, you could say in the story, a lot of beliefs and concepts about behaving, about what's right. And there's always time involved and space involved. And especially there's right and wrong. So when there's me is that sense of something that there's something missing, there's something not right yet. That's an embodied belief which is in the years gets so strong and embodied. And everything is seen, you could say, with that coloring. So it's everything is seen like I have to do something. It's so the normal way. You see everybody around and having that same idea. There's something to learn because there's time and I can develop because this is not yet everything. We have to learn. We have to be better. We have to learn things to be better in my work or something else. This is not good enough. I'm not good enough. That's part of that belief, embodied belief. That's me. Me is a lot of beliefs, and there can be a lot or there can be less, but that feeling, I'm not good enough, there's something to fix, it's not yet there, also can also come into the meetings of non-duality. Because when there's I'm here and this is my life, there's subtly or stronger that feeling, there's something to fall away. Me needs to fall away, maybe, or there's something not right yet, and I want to be like somebody else, and maybe there's a seeing of somebody has no me and everything, and there seems to be like, oh, there seems to be no problems anymore, so that's what I want. Me is always wanting something else. That's what is going on, because me is never satisfied. So there's also something going on like, this is not enough. It should be like that. I want to be something else. The whole me construct, you could say, is all those thoughts about assuming that there's this body is real and there's someone in it that has a free will and choice and then can change or can make things happen by their free will and choice. And this meeting or this talking is saying, no, there's no me. So when there's no me already, there's no one inside. Everything is an appearance and everything what's happening is empty. It's empty and it's full, like there's an appearance, but there's an apparent fullness, you could say that. And there's nothing missing. It's already complete as it is. And this is not the story about I'm not feeling well and I want to feel happy all day, because that's the story of me. This is about, it's everything. There's no difference between a feeling like anger or pain or fear and a feeling of happiness. It's different, but that's it. It's everything is neutral. There's nothing better than something else. In the story of me, there's always something better, something worse, something right, something wrong. There's no right and wrong. There is no right or wrong. It's what it is. And it's not even saying to yourself, oh, this is what it is, or this is what's happening, because that's a new story, a new concept about dealing with what's going on, maybe fear, and then not wanting that and trying to deal with it by saying, oh, this is what's happening. So it seems a bit more, less awful in that way. It's everything. So when there's nothing is left, like all those concepts and beliefs are not there, it's full on. Life is full on. But also, life is no escape. So everything is full on, and there's nothing trying to change it. There's no one. So that it's not coming. So there's no escape. Everything is full on, and it can be subtle, can be strong, can be tired, can be every normal feeling of everything what's going on is going on. This is not talking about a better life. This is not talking about a huge change that there's now an endless bliss or something like that. It's very normal. It's very normal and ordinary. And it also can happen. And when that whole construct, like all those beliefs, and they fall away and it's not even noticed because it's so normal, you forget it was there. And when there's talking about it, maybe there can be a realization like, oh, there was something maybe before in the story, like that did happen, but in the same time, it doesn't happen. There's nothing going on, like there's suddenly no me. There was already no me. Nothing is changing. The whole circumstances, nothing is real, and there's no time. So when there's no time, that's huge because we are so into something before, something after, and there's a development or something coming after that. And when there's no time, there's also no development. There's no need for development because everything is it. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be sound, it can be a lot of sound. It can be the story. There's nothing wrong with the story also. When there's a story, it doesn't mean, oh, it should be another story. Wait, I do something about something, wait, about the sound. Yeah. So it's everything. It's everything already. So how the face is looking, how everything is going, what the words who are coming, it's that. Everything is unique as it is. So and there's nothing before. So everything is new. It's new and innocent. It's that what's happening. And there's nowhere to go. So there's no homework, there's no need to understand. It's very, very, very simple and ordinary. It's sitting, eating, drinking tea, the floor. It's not about you. It's not about me. It's not about us. There is no us. There is no me. The body isn't real. So it's an appearance of all kind of, seems like walls and streets and bodies. And there's no story. When there's me, there's the story. Me is the story of development and time and all that. No me, no story. That doesn't mean that there's not, the story still goes on, but the story is empty. Everything is empty. It's energetic. This is energetic. So there can be a meeting, and it's not even about understanding in the meeting, but it's not wrong to try to understand. When you want to understand, that can go on. It's going nowhere, but so what? It can go on. There's nothing wrong with understanding or talking in the story. It's what it is. It can be confusing, but that's also what it is. So we can talk and share what's going on, or maybe there are questions and trying to get it clear, or doesn't matter what the reason is. There can be also an idea about this is the reason. I don't know. You don't know. There's only not knowing, and having a reason is maybe an idea. That's why it's going like that. There is no why. It's like that for no reason. There's no meaning, no reason. It's what it is. Very simple, ordinary, what it is. Sound, a wall. So if you want to talk, then you can unmute yourself, and you can also write something down, or nothing is going on, saying nothing is going on. We'll see what will happen. There's also me searching. Me searching. So when there's that feeling, there's not enough, I'm not good enough, or there's something missing, I should be like that, because there's a lot about behaving in a certain way, and that would be better. So there's much more love or happiness and all that. And there can also be a search of it's about something else maybe, and there's something missing, and what is life, and all those questions maybe. The strange thing is, the search is looking for something else, because it can't be this, it can't be that, just that feeling or that sitting, or that's too simple. So we need to know why, and to see what's going on, and maybe understand what the story is, and what me is, and all that. All those questions, and all that energy, that searching energy. You could say in a way that when that energy is focused on that, it's not that, like, it hides behind it, it's hiding that what's happening, like a sound, or sitting, or the table, or floor, is what is. And when there's looking for something, like some feeling, or some understanding, or something like, oh, is this now no me, or is this still the story, and all those questions, seems a lot of investment in the story, in the thoughts, and trying to figure out what's going on. It's already. It's that thought is already it. That feeling, that's what's going on. And maybe it's not very, very strong, but there can be a sensation somewhere. There can be a sound, or seeing the table. That's what's happening. And the strange thing is, and also the funny thing is when that whole construct can be for a second or for longer, just isn't there, that whole being busy with everything, then suddenly there's that joy. That joy of life. Life is that. It's very subtle, and not even a feeling, so you can't even say what it is. It's not a feeling or something, but it's subtly, it's there. It's there. It never left. It's everything is that joy. And there's a question. Is nothing through imagining happening? Is nothing through imagining happening? No, it's only thoughts. There can be thoughts, but it's only thoughts. It's a thought coming and going. There's no power in thoughts. How can you, it's such a belief that thoughts are making things happen. Nothing makes something happen. It's thoughts can happen. Thoughts can be there, can be the floor, or can be like events, because that normally we think in circumstances and what's going on, so we think in time and trying to imagine or trying to do or to work out what's the best way to do it, and then we go and we think like that's on us. We did organize that and we did make that happen. There's already no one, so no one is making something happen. It's an appearance of energies, and it's seen like bodies and streets and thoughts and felt, and not only seen, it's felt and heard, sense, the smell. I mean, it's only that. It's that. For no reason, with no meaning, it's that smell. Oh. And we are living like in circumstances, and I have to go there and all that, because we think in time and space, so distance is there. And go to that place, and it can't be this, it has to be outside, because otherwise I don't meet my love. Or there's so many ideas and beliefs about how we should act and behave. It's already everything. It's already everything. It doesn't matter what it is. It's it's breath. It's that wall. It's everything. That, and that's in that, or in that everything. That every is it is joy in a subtle woo joy. Oh, like that. It's not all the time that strong, but it's always. It's the only thing there is, in a way, in a way. And there's nothing going on about this is better than that. So there's no, life is not judging like this is better, you should do this. It's not life. It's like there can be a lot of ideas about what's the best way. There is no best way. It's only people can abstract what's the best way, because there's a huge belief this should be different. This is not right. There's something wrong and not not ready yet, or not yet there. It's already complete. Everything is already complete as it is. There's nowhere to go. There's another question. Do you take action on feelings or thoughts when they arise, or do you just let them be because nothing is happening? No, there's no one, so there's no choice. There's no choice. So there's no escape from anything. It's when there's a feeling, or take it, when there are thoughts or when they're feeling, then that's what's going on. And there's nothing going on like trying to change it. It doesn't arise. It just doesn't arise. So there's no escape from anything. When there's a feeling, then that feeling is full on. There's nothing going on. What shall I do with it? Or what is this? What has to do with what? Or all those thoughts that a long time ago, there were a lot of those thoughts. No, they don't arise. So it's that feeling full on, but there's also not that what's lost. And maybe that's for most people, you can't even imagine what that is. That whole looking at it, of awareness, you can call it awareness, of noticing, looking at it, that's lost. So it's not aware. I'm not aware of that feeling. Awareness is part of me. It's that feeling is there. It can be there, and then for a while it's there. There's no focusing on that feeling. It's how can you say that? It's walking with it, something like that. And then after a while, maybe it's gone or not gone. There's nothing busy with it. It's something like that. It's there's no big deal. There can be a feeling, or there can be seeing a wall. What's the difference? There's nothing going on about what's happening. And that's what we're used to, like looking at it and trying to deal with it or do something with it, or not saying, oh, you don't have to do something with it, it's what it is, or all that. When everything collapses, then that's not going on. That those thoughts are not there. So it's also not saying to yourself, to myself, like, oh, I don't have to do anything with it because nothing is happening. That's the construct. There's a new concept. And that maybe when there's a lot of clearness and clarity about what's going on, then there can be that those thoughts coming, because there's still that noticing and trying to deal with what's going on, and that's already seeing like, oh, there's nothing happening and there's no me and all that. But suddenly there's still that awareness and trying to deal with what's going on and saying, oh, those thoughts, no, nothing is happening, so I don't have to do anything with it. That's a little bit, that's me. It's the story of me and trying to deal with what's going on. There's me, but so what? There's nothing wrong or right with that. But that's me going on for in a subtle way. And that's can be very clever and very subtle and very much into that dealing. When everything is lost, there's nothing going on about that. There's feeling, eating, I don't know, just like that. Not busy with it, I'd call that. I don't know how to say it differently. It's very easy. But there's nothing going on. What do I want, or something like that? There's not, because it's that's not happening. And also, when there's such a construct, it's such a strong embodied belief that there's something you should do or can do, or there's something what you want, or all that can be so embodied and so normal and so subtle in a way that it's not recognized. Me is very clever. That whole construct, it's not really a construct, but it's all those thoughts and beliefs and all that. Having to behave, it's so embodied. It's not only in the mind that you know what to do or what's going on. It's embodied. You see people like that, and that's embodied. There are a lot of ideas and, well, I don't know, something like that, or well, it's everything is embodied. This is energetic, so it's not. There can be an understanding and can be very clear, and that there's nothing going on and everything is an appearance and all that. And still, can there be me? Because this is energetic. It's not about clarity. It's not about understanding that there's no me, all that. There's nothing, there's no knowing. that's lost too. Nothing is known. That's what it is. But it's no big deal. Yeah, table. And it's not saying, oh, that is the table. It's seeing that. It's childlikeness. It's really like little children. And that there's still that ability to abstract and see that over there is the table or there's an outside, and all living in the story still goes on. But it's empty. And it's empty. And that's so it's completely different when they're seeing that as solid and real and important and all that, and trying to deal with it. Yeah. So there's no one to let thoughts be or something let be, because there's no one. So there's no choice. There's no choice.
So Rose, can I just ask, so let's say, if I've have been having huge stomach issues my entire life and certain things have worked, certain things have not. It's
Yeah.
only it's
Yeah.
only in the construct that you think that you take this medication and oh, it feels better, but you don't really know if it's because of the medication,
Yeah. Yeah,
right?
that's true. Yeah, that's true.
That's ridiculous.
And that's strange. And it, yeah. And yeah, we are so convinced about
Oh my God.
action and cause and effect and all that. Yeah, of course.
This communication has made it very interesting for me to take anything really seriously.
Yeah. What's the most thing is that I am here like that, saying like I am here, this body is real, I am in it, and I have to take care of everything and make my life work because that's the story. So then everything becomes important, of course. Then a choice and taking medicine or not, or whatever, and being sick. So oh, maybe it will be worse, and all that. It's very, very
Yeah.
strong and
Oh,
convincing. Of
it
course.
is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because the old grooves are very potent, very, very strong. And
Yeah.
but with this communication, certain things seem to drop off,
Yeah.
but I I noticed that certain things do not, especially I feel like especially when it comes to being uncomfortable, right? Like something like if there's a feeling of not feeling well, I feel
Uh,
like that makes it so like, oh, I have to feel good, right? Like I have to feel
yeah.
good. Well, I'm gonna go on. What am I gonna not work? Oh my God. Just never
All those,
ending.
yeah, all situations that seems to be stressy, and you don't know what's going to happen, or there's pain. Maybe I'm ill, and oh, that. But it's coming. It's those thoughts are coming so quickly, and they seem so convincing. So you're immediately involved in the story. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
So this
Yeah.
is this is energetic. So that when that belief is there, those thoughts go on, and it's sticky. And then sometimes it's less sticky, some items or
Sometimes
some
not. Yeah.
situations. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah. It cannot, it doesn't care for what you want or what you think. It goes on its own and does its own thing. And a lot of people also I was waiting for a package the other day and somebody says, well, you shouldn't be like that, you could change. And I just started hysterically laughing. I can't be around people anymore. I gotta go home. I'm gonna get in trouble.
yeah. There's so many ideas. Yeah,
Oh
yeah.
man. And then I really wanted to ask you this too. So whatever I feel is the me, right? What I'm used to, the body, whatever's listening and whatever's going on, that's actually not the me. That's just the habitual energetic thing, or what's actually listening and interpreting this and doing its own thing. Something else?
But there's it's a whole it's how can you say it's energy, and there are a
Yeah.
lot. And we assume that the body is real and that this is the border, so I'm inside. And when there's pain or a feeling, it feels, because we're so convinced that this body is real and I am this body or I am that, then it's feel that it's inside and I have to deal with it because there are a lot of pictures about everything is in your body and blah blah blah, blah. And then it's yeah, and that,
Mm.
and even pain or feelings are not in the body. It's a feeling is that. It's not a feeling in the body, it's a feeling. Everything is on its own, could say, in a way, that on that, that's one, that's it. And that a feeling can go, like a fly can there, or a feeling, but it's not yours. It has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with anything. It's that feeling. It comes and goes, and it's not even coming and going, but it's there. And then it's after a while, it's something else. Or then there's floor, and there's it's and we are
Wow.
so convinced that it's I am seeing this, I am feeling this. No,
Yeah. Yeah.
that
I
that
feel like you
body,
can't remove
there's
that.
no, but
Yeah.
the body is also not real, so there's no continuation, so and no time. So that's crazy. The body is not like all the time there, so you are not all the time there. It's that face is there, and then there's a hand or the floor, or and so there's nothing existing forever in that for in that age. So that's crazy.
Wow.
Somebody
Yeah.
saying you don't exist. What do you say? Come on.
Yeah. Yeah. That's a good
Oh my
argument
god.
for a night out.
Yeah.
You go
Yeah.
out. That's a nice
Yeah.
way to talk.
Oh my god. Yeah.
It's funny.
And
It's
then
so.
people say, I can do everything I want. No, you can't. That's so funny. That's what
No,
most
of
people
course not.
think then.
Yeah.
There's no
Well,
choice.
but
No.
it's so funny when people say that because even prior to hearing this communication, I'm like, there's no way that someone would
Yeah.
choose to be a soldier in a war. Like, there's no way.
Ah,
Like, how could somebody choose things like, like, I mean,
yeah.
how many
Yeah.
like the world population is what, 0.1 that's actually like really comfortable, right? And probably not even all the time. So like the choice never really made sense to me. I find it so
But there are
interesting.
no, sorry, but there's no
Yeah.
world. There is also no world. So where are we talking about? It's only that what is happening, and then we making everything up in news and stories and all that. There's no world. There's no outside. This is crazy. Oh my God.
You know what I noticed is that even with like health, even if it's the same issue that seems to persist, that the symptoms or the whatever comes up is always different. It always has a different type of feel to it than the like what happened, what you think happened before.
Yeah.
Always
Yeah.
something else. It's very interesting,
Yeah.
very peculiar. And that looking outside into the world cannot be removed. That has to be removed for you. That's such a construct that, right?
Yeah.
That's
But it's
something.
suddenly it's like it's very simple. How it's what is seen is what it is, and then we can abstract, then we can see a story on television maybe, or on video, and we assume that's in a country. We see what is a country, but we have an image about that, or we see maps and we think like, oh, it's over, but it's all abstract thinking. It's very abstract. So that what if you look at little children, I love that looking at little children, they don't understand time, they don't understand behind and like over there. They look at you like, what are you talking about? It's and then you see that, yeah, that's they understand this. Well, so and then we can the brain gets more like, oh, we can understand that, and then the whole story is over there. But that what's so close and so immediately, it's not it's not seen like that's life. It's like, no, yeah, okay, yeah, yeah. But what the story is, and we're busy with that, all that, and looking for a good life. It's a story. It's such a story.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. That's it. They say that the best compliment one could ever get is from a child.
yeah. But it's so immediately,
Yeah.
and it's so alive and all that, and we're looking at it and we're all like fascinated, like what's going on with those children, and because there's no meaning, there's just something, and then there's a fighting, and then it's already forgotten and all that. Well, that's what we're talking about. Yeah,
Oh.
it's still there, of course. It's just that it's the only thing there is, but we think that whole story is the most important thing, and and it's so convincing. You can't not say, "Oh, I don't believe it anymore." It's like, no, you can't. But
Oh,
there's something going on within these meetings or in the conversations that there's something not recognized, of not, not confirmed, like the story and all that, and then suddenly there can be a loss of all that strong belief that everything is real and solid. Can be
yeah. Thank
or
you.
not.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Thank you. Ah, there's another chat. Since the self-awareness seems to be lost, my character is going all in on everything that appears. I feel a bit like a child. It feels like no boundaries and everything is full on in a way. Mm, um, I, I don't know how I feel. Yeah, I can't say. It's so nothing going on, looking at it and being aware of what's going on. So I can't describe what's going on. It's very much sitting, or it's so simple that how can you say it? It's like the table sitting. So, and the strange thing is, when I'm talking about it, then suddenly those stories and those words come out. But when there's living during the day like that, there's nothing going on trying to say something about it in myself or compare it with something. Mm. There's no boundaries, no. What what is a boundary? Can't even say what a boundary is. I can also imagine that when there's that whole structure and boundaries and everything, and suddenly that's lost, then the memory of that before, you could say, is stronger. So there can be a comparison about what's before and now. So then that can be strong, but after a while that get lost, and I don't remember so much about before. So there's no boundaries. I'm not. It's even like, what is a boundary? It's such an abstract thing. And in the same time, I understand. I understand what's a boundary. It's impossible to say how living is like. And also, when there's that construct of time, is not not lived so much anymore. That can be starting at 7. That still goes on, but it goes by itself. It's like, yeah, it's going. Maybe not always. You will know. I don't know. Yeah. But it's like a child. And what I remember also is that suddenly, like, oh, there's a relaxation about behaving. I don't care what's going on about behaving, when there's this behaving or that behaving, or people looking. I don't even know if they are looking. I don't care. What is no. So that's the freedom. So that the characteristics blossom, you could say that. There can be, yeah. But there can be patterns. There can still be patterns. But I don't know if that's a pattern or not. Maybe. I don't care. It doesn't matter what it is. It doesn't matter. There's no nothing going on, trying to know what's going on, or trying to be noticing what's happening or why. It's it's lost. There's no awareness. Yeah.
Rose,
Hi, hello.
um, when you say regulator is the sense of I'm in here in this body, in this limit body, the world is out there, but it would not be exchanged with a form of boundlessness or experience of boundlessness.
No.
Did you know what I mean? Because
Well,
boundlessness is still an experience.
yeah. Well, when there's then there should be someone experiencing that boundlessness. So there's
Yeah,
two.
that's still true. Yeah.
Yeah. And when that's not there, there's not noticing that there's boundlessness. There's just living or being warm or that. But there's nothing going on about is it boundless or boundless or free. It's that feeling or the table or that.
So there's also no experience of limitlessness or stuff like that.
No.
Yeah, okay. Because I thought,
When
okay,
there's talking about it, maybe they can saying there are no limits, there's no boundaries, something like that. But in normal daily life, you could say like that. There's warm, cold, like that. That's everything. Nothing going on about boundless or that's something abstracting about describing what's going on.
yeah. So it sounds like the imploding of every experience, right?
Imploding of every experience.
Yeah, because there seems to be someone in here or something here who experience a kind of
Mm.
world, and I think we're just completely implode or is not there anymore. Nothing could be really be said. What's what is this?
Yeah, it's more like we assume that that I'm in this body and I'm real and I'm seeing that and this is my
Yeah,
experience and all
yeah.
that. And when you could say belief, but it's very more than only a belief. It's that's lost. Then suddenly there's only warm. It's not I'm experiencing that whole I am is gone. But that's not. It's so normal that it's not even a big deal. It's just warm and walking and seeing table and all that. You can't describe it because
Yeah.
it's completely different than when that feeling I'm looking at it because then there's also that story about experiencing and that and especially also that feeling somewhere suddenly like searching of feeling this is not enough or looking that, and that's gone. But it's forgotten that it was searching. I was searching, like let's say about Roes, my life, all that. I was searching all the time. I was always trying and always, and when that was lost, it was like when I'm talking about it, it's like there's nothing going on about it, but it's not even noticed. It's forgotten it was there. That's because, and it's so normal. So I can imagine that there can be a lot of people. There's that suddenly that construct or that me or that is falling away. It's not even noticed. They don't maybe they never heard of this. They just live like that.
Yeah, by
Yeah.
who? Who
Yeah,
would
just
notice?
nobody. Yeah, by nobody. But they're maybe selling selling vegetables. I don't know. They're just
Yeah,
doing that. Yeah.
yeah, it's really, yeah, it's kind of sense to when you talked about before about energy. It's an energetic movement here in this kind of meetings or something could happen.
Yeah.
There's still this kind of expectation then it must feel different than but there's no one there to notice it.
Yeah.
There's just a shift of energy more or less, and energy is not owned by anyone. It's just a shift of
Yeah, it's
energy.
so strange. It's there's talking in the story, and then there's can be a shift of suddenly there's a moment and all that. At the same time, it's not, and
Yeah,
that's so crazy. That's so confusing in a way because it's a contradiction. Seems to be like that, but it's yeah because we still they can be still talking in the story and think maybe explaining things. Yeah, it's not for me it's not a shift. It's like it's a loss. It's just not there's a lot of energy going and suddenly it didn't go on. I don't know why, but suddenly it didn't go on. That's more it. And then suddenly like there's being naked, like with all you could say there was I'm here with all the stories and all that, and suddenly those stories didn't go on. And there's a kind of I think in the beginning when this just was going on, there was not so much that that that's so obvious is that there's that Rose doesn't exist. There was more like, oh, there's no one. That's that's something else. That there's no one and everything is going by itself and all that. But when in a way, and that's also strange, there's a deepening. It's more and more and more obvious that, and that's so, and it's stronger, and it's more like, oh, that. No, I was like saying that table, it's that tabling, and there's no one looking at it. Oh, that's full on. How can you trying to describe it because it's so energetic? How can you that it's more in the tone and everything? Has nothing to do with there's no Rose. There never was a Rose or somebody else. There can be buddies, but that's for a while and then it's gone. You could say in that way to explain it.
yeah. When you say about losing this form of
Mm,
self, there's
mm,
nothing to lose.
no.
Who owns anything? There's nothing.
No, but it's also not a
Yeah,
loss.
yeah,
It's what I can say also because that's what you're right. There's nothing to lose. There's some energy is going with a lot of thoughts and then there's that energy of a lot of thought isn't going on, but there's something else. There's seeing the table but that's all that extra energy. Oh, not extra. It's also how can I explain it? It's so difficult. Well, yeah, you're right. It's like there's not a loss. It's just not going on. But in a way, it's always like that because then there's tabling and then there's sorting and maybe a lot of sorting. Yeah. So in that way, there's no change. There's what's happening still going on. So in
Yeah.
that sense, there is also no change. But in the story, there's something else. So it's weird to talk about. It's a paradox of how you say
Yeah.
that. Yeah. Yeah. So
And
that means also there's nowhere to go. But it feels like, oh, there's something, maybe it will happen. And if that's, but that, when there's me, that energy is the energy of me, is that. So it will always be something like that, and hearing some things like there's something to happen and all that. And suddenly those thoughts don't arise anymore. It's only that, nothing more than those thoughts about, oh, there's something to get. There's or that feeling or that, and that doesn't arise. That's it. That simple.
that's really strange. In the beginning, you talked about time,
Mm,
timelessness,
yeah,
and I thought that's really strange. On one side, it's so obvious that there's no time. For whom? Who owns time? Who lives in time? It's so made up, more or less. On the other side, oh yeah, I have to do tomorrow this, and oh yeah, I have to. It's
yeah,
so ingrained. It's unbelievable.
yeah,
Even to on one side, it's so clear. Okay, there's no time. There's just whatever appears in no space of no time. There's just space. There's no time and space.
yeah,
And it's so a construct. It seems to be logical that there could not be any form of time, but
yeah,
uh, in daily life, it's all about time and make something about time, and in this time, then I could be something different or different place, or planning to go to a retreat or stuff like that. Oh, that would be a better time. That's also made up, but it's
yeah,
so deeply ingrained. It's unbelievable.
yeah, yeah. And it still goes on, that story, but when everything is lost, like how can you say it, or when that's not anymore, then ev- the appearance of every old stories goes on, but it's empty. And that's energetic, because you can't say that to yourself, because that's only a saying, but it's lived like that.
Yeah.
It's everything is empty. It's empty. Well, that's energetic. So you can't, the understanding is just as, yeah, a very tiny thing about it. And then suddenly it's like, oh, yeah, something like that. Then, yeah,
Yeah, this message seems to be a kind of poverty because you lose everything.
yeah,
It's
that's true.
completely poverty.
Yes, yes,
Any belief,
everything.
you
Yeah.
lose everything.
There's even no, there's also no, like, I'm feeling better now or something like that. No, that has nothing to do with that. The whole, it's nothing is happening to me. So that whole idea of Rose exists, that's lost too. So, oh, that's, and everything what's going on is full on. So there's no escape. People have so many ideas about what it would be. Oh my God, you don't know. Oh, come on. Oh, it's so, oh, wow, it can be like that. Pain or anything. But not for Rose. It's that feeling. Rose is out of the window. There's that face. That's, and then there's maybe when I'm so like this, there's no face. Something like that. It's, yeah.
And I think we go there every night when we go in deep sleep.
Hmm.
We lose
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah. Of course.
There's nobody to care about it. It
No.
just happens more or less. You fall
Yeah.
away and
Yeah.
you have no chance to stay awake.
No.
You,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
fall
That's
asleep,
funny.
and then you're every
Yeah.
story, all time, every concept, every story,
Yeah.
everything is gone. Your family,
Yeah.
your friends, your
Yeah.
job, your problems, your pain, everything is gone.
Yeah. Yeah. And the funny thing is, it's also no big deal. It's more
No,
before that you think, oh my God, everything is lost. Yeah. So,
it's so liberating
yeah. Yeah.
because
It's liberating, but it doesn't feel free. That's also not
Yeah,
like
for
that.
no one. Yeah, there's no
Yeah,
liberation more or less.
no. No, because that seems like a state of something. It's not a state. It's
Yeah. Liberation is no state because you lose everything the state
no.
you don't lose anything because you never had anything.
Yeah, of course. And that's true. That's more it. Yeah. You never had it. Of course not. So it was never there. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's more like it. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Russ.
Yeah, thank you. Oh, that's a question. Do you have, oh, it's all about me. Do you have desires to express feelings or sensation that appears? Or is it just happening without even noticing that it's a desire? No, it's not a desire. There can be a desire. Ah, I want that it's no rain today. Something like that. But it's just empty. It just can be like that. And if it's happening or not, ah, it's not really a big deal. Or it can be like, oh my God, I don't want this. Yeah, of course. But it's empty. So it's there and it can really feel it. And then, well, it's empty. Yeah, it's not. Yeah, it's that, only that. So there's no desire to express feelings. No, there's no one. So there's nothing going on like I want this or how can I? No, that's not arising. Only thing I can say. So when there's feelings, and sometimes they are really, or and sometimes there's, yeah, it's like everybody else. It's the same as everybody, and everybody is different. So it's unique in that way. Everything is unique, and that's already going. So in that sense, there's completely no difference. The only difference maybe is that there's a belief or that idea that, oh, it's happening to me, and that belief and all that. So there's a dream. Like it's a dream. It's a lot of ideas, and that it doesn't matter. It doesn't have any power, it just goes on. That can be that energy going on. So what? There's nothing more or less than anything else. So there can be that story. And the stories are they are just there can be a lot of really into the story, and the phone rings and the story is gone. So what is the story? So it doesn't matter. Life is already complete, everything. But there's also, I hear some people say, yeah, it's also the story, it's also what's happening. That's not my way of talking. When I'm saying it's what's happening, it's meaning like it's in the appearance of a hand or a table or all that. And when there's a lot of thoughts about, oh, what should I do with it, and how can I change it, and what about me, and all that, that I call that the story. Of course, there's thoughts that happening, but it's a story. It's me. It's the story of me. Yeah. There's no power in it. So it can be there or not. It doesn't matter. Life goes on. It doesn't matter. It seems like it has an influence. Nothing has any influence. It is. It's energetic.
J'ai rendez-vous à 2h15 pour une injection de cortisone.
Uh, she's not talking to me, I think. But it's also there are some questions about how about the life of Rose, something like that. There is no life of Rose. That's so crazy. We're so assuming that there's something happened to Rose, there's no me inside anymore or something like that. No, there's nothing left. So the story of Rose is gone. There's no, the body isn't real. So there's no Rose existing. That's so strange because they're still going on in the story and having meetings and all that. And at the same time hearing, no, there's what's happening, not happening to Rose and how she deals different with it. Now there's that wall and that's everything. There's no Rose looking at the wall without me or something like that. There's wall, a feeling, table, sound. That's everything. And then there's a question. Can you feel something is important or everything is just neutral? Everything is neutral. Nothing is more important than anything else. No, that's the freedom. Nothing is more important. Those powerful people. No, it's just bodies. No, nothing is more important. That's in the story of me, it's all about important and not important. Because it's always being busy with how do I feel? Do I feel good about it or do I not feel good about it? I have to change it because I don't feel good about it. I feel not comfortable. Oh, what can I do about it? And want to feel happy. Oh, when I'm happy, then I'm on the right path and I'm right way. And it's always thinking like it's relating to me. In the end, everything is relating to me and myself. Like I want to feel good, and that's why I'm help. Now it's not saying that, but that's why help is happening most of the time because then you feel good about yourself. So there's a lot of things. Most of the things are about I'm feeling good about what's going on, and we're not feeling good. Then is trying to change it. That's the whole story and the suffering because there can be a lot of ideas I should be different and it doesn't work and there's so much going on and it's because of me that it's happening. Nothing is because of anything. Wow, that's so freeing. There's no cause and effect. There's no time. So there's no before and there's no after. There's no cause and effect. Oh, when there's no cause and effect, oh, it's not that I'm guilty or responsible. That's also a construct. Yes, that's also a construct. I didn't say in the beginning, just go so. Like, if you want to call me just like that for a short call, you can also always call me like that during my day, of course, but you can just try and we have a chat. That's nice. There's no charge of that. It's just like that. Nice.
Rose, the
Yeah.
you're talking about like belief and like guilt and your actions and such. There's no way that like you can't it can be seen through, but you can't see it. Like it's like a feeling of belief, like if there's belief being put into that, then it's there. And sometimes that belief can just drop off and it doesn't it doesn't come back anymore. Like I used to think that I could remove that. And I used
Ah,
to, and it
yeah,
had the story of like, okay, I get it, but still, and it's like it's a
yeah,
feeling. It's like a feeling. It's not, it's
yeah.
like a
Mm,
energetic belief. When something goes into a
mm,
belief very strongly, there's no way it's very evident you can't do anything about it. And
yeah.
then one day that just kind of went away, and it hasn't come back.
Ah,
So
yeah,
it's I sometimes there's even like when I converse with people, I they feel certain things and they say they feel guilty, and I can't relate to that anymore. And I
yeah,
can't tell them that because they're like, what do you mean you don't have any feelings?
yeah. Yeah, that's strange. When it's gone, you can't even understand.
No, yeah.
Not really. Yeah, yeah, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because you can't force yourself. Like I find that I don't really I
Mm,
don't care about certain things that, would seem
mm,
normal or whatnot. And when that
yeah.
first was gone, I kind of I tried to make myself believe. Like I was like, no, this is important. I need to I try to figure out why it was important, and it wasn't working.
Ah.
It just wouldn't take it wouldn't take. It really wouldn't
Oh,
take.
wow. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But that's
So,
the energetic part what I'm talking about.
yeah.
Yeah, sure. It's like that. And
Funny.
that we are talking about insight. I had so many insight. Like, oh yeah, of course it's that. But that's only the inside. And that's just
Yeah.
very like this. And it's so embodied. So that takes yeah, time, but it's that. Yeah.
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 Yeah. When it's not, it's like certain things can be slow, certain things can happen fast, and it's not
Mm,
even noticed. Like it's not even
yeah.
noticed until something comes up and you're like, wait a minute, this is weird.
Yeah.
Why don't
Well
I feel
after, yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah,
then like
sure.
I have to like pretend like I feel that I have to pretend when I'm in a group, like so that it's like, yeah, it's very important. Like
Yeah, 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 yeah. You just say it. Yeah, so what? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah,
that
it's
part is
funny.
that part is really funny too. Or like, about like diets and stuff like that, like it's important to eat this but not this, and don't eat that. And then, oh, this is so, my god, I'm so
Yeah,
happy
yeah.
that's gone, because that is just,
Ah, there's
well,
so many going on about that, and it should. And what I always had when I had a diet, I couldn't so much diet with the health, but when I had a diet, I always that what I couldn't eat, that was what I wanted to
well, of
eat.
course, you just
That's
of course.
how is that working? It's amazing.
As soon as you say you can't have this because it
Yeah,
doesn't,
you
you're like,
wanted.
let's test it out. I want to test it out.
It's so funny how that works. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really interesting. Like I know it's like a big thing about like heart health and cholesterol, that you can't eat eggs, you can't have meat.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
now apparently all these new doctors came out with the fact that you can have 12 eggs, it doesn't matter.
And there's always new scientific research.
Always.
It's oh my God, yeah. It's
Always.
interesting.
It's
Yeah.
very very
So you don't know.
tiring. Like,
Yeah.
that's why, like I say that
Yeah.
now,
Yeah.
even, even though the old grooves or certain ones are still here, I find it very difficult to take things seriously. Like when I go to a doctor's office, I understand that he's flying completely blind, just like everyone else.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah. In
very
the end,
interesting.
they don't know, but yeah, we want to know because that feels a bit more safe in this
Yeah.
threatening
Yep.
world. It's like, yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
Yeah, you want to find out, you want to know with
Yeah.
certainty, especially if it's something that's,
Sure.
of course, related to life or death, you think, right?
Yeah.
You want to
Sure.
know that this
Sure.
gives me this or this gives me
Mm,
that. And,
mm,
all these things are being offered. And I know several people who are like, I'm not doing any of that. I don't care how bad I feel, because you have no idea what the result will be.
yeah.
And when you speak to like a surgeon about something like that, of course, they don't like that.
Yeah, but I even don't know. Sometimes I'm saying, oh, then when people, yeah, no, I don't take it. No, 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 of course not. And I'm going maybe to a doctor and he said, you take it. And I say, yeah, and I take it.
Okay, I'll take it.
Can be. It, I there are no rules. I don't know. It's silly.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, that's why
funny.
was it on Wednesday I said, oh, I'm gonna
Yeah.
miss Rose's meeting today. It's okay. Yeah, guess who did not miss Rose's meeting today?
Yeah, that's how it's going. We think we decide. Oh my God. Yeah, that can be, it's
So
funny.
funny. It is
Yeah,
really funny.
yeah, that's good. Yeah. Oh God. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Mm. Do you have some interests or hobbies? Oh my God. Yeah, I have some. I like skating on the ice in Holland or rowing. I'm more the sportive things I have. I'm not so creative.
Biking,
Biking. Oh yeah, biking. I like biking.
traveling.
Traveling. Okay, John Moses. When somebody, I always think I don't have any hobbies, but then suddenly they come. Yeah. But there's so much. This funny thing is, just sitting on the couch, staring outside. I love that. Just eating. I love that. It's just, it doesn't matter what's going on. That love of that is already there. So, yeah, there can be hobbies or things that go on, but already the eating or the sitting or the talking here, it's that love for that. It's just, wow, it's just going. So, it doesn't matter what's going on. It really doesn't because it's everything. It's just sitting, looking out of out of the window. Wow, yeah, or seeing a bird. I don't know. It's just that. Even when it's wrestling and in the wind and in the rain, and in Holland a lot of rain and wind in these times. It's even I was biking and there was a lot of wind and the strange thing was, I was like, ah, God. And in the same time, I was like, oh, what's going on here? Amazing. It's amazing. It's life. It's not Rose. There's nothing to do with Rose. But life is that. Life is joy. Subtle or stronger. Yeah. Ow. Mm, another one. So is there a difference between live meeting and a Zoom meeting if there's so-called energy happening going on? Yeah, there's a difference. I feel like a difference. When there's a live meeting, it's the energy is stronger, I think. Yeah. Still energetic when there's live the Zoom meetings. It's amazing that it's energetic things going on. But as I feel it in a live meeting, it's stronger. Yeah. Yeah. Doesn't mean it's better. It's stronger. That's something else.
Rose, would you be able to necessarily feel if the energetic energy is stronger in person or maybe not,
Mm,
like at a meeting? It's weird,
what?
right? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. What I remember about meetings, yeah, that was it's different. It's different. Yeah, stronger. Not always. Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know. It's
Maybe.
different. Sometimes here in those meetings can be really like that too. Of course. But yeah, there's a difference. Yeah, of course.
Mm.
Of course. No, not of course. Maybe. As I sense it, it's like it's
Mhm.
different when people are together in the with bodies. I don't know. Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, I guess the same difference would be as watching a concert on TV or watching concert in person.
No, something like that. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
something different.
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. That's it. Yeah, sure.
And
Yeah,
I've been to concerts where I'm like, wow. And then I've been to concerts where I'm like, should have stayed home.
of course. Yeah, of course you can sense that too. Why did I go? My God.
Right? Like, this is.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. Life is unconditional love. There's only unconditional love. That's all there is. There's computering. It's unconditional love, computering. There's nowhere to go. It's everything. It's complete as it is. It doesn't matter what it is. It can be a hand or a thought or a body or street. Everything is unconditional love. There's nowhere to go. There's no need to change anything. And when there's change, then change happens. That's unconditional love. It doesn't matter what it is. It's everything. It's that face. It's that word. It's that computer. It's everything as it is. That sound, the wall. There's nowhere to go. It's already. It's the only thing there is. It's only unconditional love. Thank you. Thank you for coming. Great.
Thank you, Roes.
Thank
Thank you,
you.
Raz.
Oh,
Have a nice
thank
evening.
you. I
Thank you,
hope to.
Roos.
Bye.
Hey, hi, Christian.
Bye.
Thank you.
Ah, thank you. Hi, Iliana.